Yo, here's a quick video on why you don't buy cheap Chinese pistons. You can see my bike's apart. Piston at the top end's out. Covered over the con rod there. But piston broke after, well, the rings broke after 300, yeah, about 300 miles and I had to go. It still worked 8 miles home after it broke, but still. It broke. I'll show you in here. I'll show you the head first. No, I mean the barrel. Fuck, it's oily. Yeah, because the piston, when it broke, it damaged to the barrel. You can see there on the exhaust port, right there. So the rings kind of worn that away where it's broke, and you can see here as well sort of those lines which have been made in there. I think the piston's even worn away. The Nickel coating which was on the cylinder, because the rings are kind of tight when they were in there, really springy. This isn't clean at the moment, but it's really oily, but you can still see the lines which have been made into it. And it's annoying for me because I just had this barrel repaired, so it's recoated. It was all perfect pretty much until the fucking piston, cheap Chinese shit. The rings broke on it, or one ring did. Yeah, there it is. You can probably see it's been running a bit hot. That's because of the rings, because it's so kind of springy. They were anyway. Now it's kind of fine. Yeah. But before they'd be poking out like really far. So they made a load of extra heat. But you can see what's happened here. That's alright, bad camera. You can see the rings missing on the bottom. Unfortunately it cracked and then it's fallen out as well. And it's gone down inside the crankcase and probably inside the gears, and it probably fucked up all the shit in the lower engine. Yeah, this is actually moved around, this hole. There were two bits where it's come off here. Yeah, you can see that, it's chipped the piston. Because two parts of the rings has come off. And one was on the exhaust side and the other was on the air intake. But I'm sure they've both gone down into the engine. So now I'm going to have to take out the engine. I don't have to take it out, but I will. And I'm going to have to take off everything. And even then it's damaged and I have to buy another piston. It's just not really worth getting cheap ones. Or I think if you at least get a cheap one, get some different rings for it. Buy some rings separately which aren't going to break. Any questions, just ask. I also forgot to show the head. There's loads of little bits of metal in the head left from parts of the rings disintegrating, go up and down 10,000 RPM. Yeah, you can see like, that crud is made of metal and a load of thick oil. It's just loads of little metal dust bits which aren't good. There's so much oil on here because I poured a load of oil in there to test what was wrong, because oil would increase the compression and then the engine would start with oil in. So I know something, it's not getting enough compression without having to use the fucking tester, which is a real pain to get in the bike, and even then I don't think it works properly. There's so many fucking adapters. Yeah.